Students of Abuja Leadership Center came out in groups, and you can see the milling, and they are milling out now after a successful dinner. This is the fourth in the series of leadership dinner, annual leadership dinner, and it has always been wonderful. It is wonderful for today. So I want to say that it is inspiring. It is very, very much inspiring to have this category of persons coming to the university to study leadership, to do research in leadership and public governance. And Nigeria will be better for it.
The Abuja Leadership Center is an institution whose time has come. Its time has come because I think that over the years and over time, we have bred or produced leaders on ad hoc basis. We have not made any conscious effort at training and throwing up leaders that should serve the Nigerian nation, who are oriented and directed as to how leadership should be and the direction in which they should go. So we have seen politicians who are just thrown up by any means and by any purpose, who get to positions of leadership and they do not know what to do. The Abuja Leadership Center is trying to fill that gap by bringing up leaders, training leaders, both theory and in practice, so that when they do get to positions of power and authority, they know exactly what is expected of them and how to go about delivering the goods or the services that democratic gains design and produce.
I can tell you, like I earlier said here, that the center has been very innovative, flourishing in research, and very deep, in on learning and learning. So I have found myself, in the midst of a very deep faculty that is not reflecting the culture of what people normally say, the Nigerian institution. But this is, I have had experience with Site Business School of University of Oxford. I've had experience with other world-class business schools. I can tell you that University of Abuja, with the right content, with support of government and facilities, is top-notch.
I'm happy to be part of this team, the Leadership Center. Yes, we talk about leadership and we tell them that leadership goes with responsibility. And so that when you have, it's not just to occupy a position, but that whatever position you are as a leader, it carries a lot of responsibilities, which you must owe it as a duty to discharge. And you discharge it responsibly, so that you will leave a legacy for others to follow.
Today marks the 14th leadership series. I think I must commend the center for the job well done within a short space of time.
This Abuja Leadership Center, I know it will go a long way to develop leaders in Nigeria, and we want to catch them young. That's what the clinic was all about, starting from all the prefects and leaders in our schools, in our secondary schools. With all of this, we know that the future of Nigeria is bright in terms of leadership, and we want to develop leaders of tomorrow, those that are going to be leaders and are going to govern this country well.
Learned about policy, especially policy formulation, and then implementation, and of course evaluating, evaluating it, the feedback mechanism. So our problem, our real issue in Nigeria is about policy implementation and evaluation, which is getting feedback mechanism, driving it from the grassroots, up, which was down, up, down top, approach. So that has exposed me to this thing, and then of course trying to bring it, to my place of work in terms of formulating policy, implementing them, and then of course putting in place feedback mechanism to ensure that the policy that is formulated and being implemented is achieving what it ought to achieve.
I took interest in Abuja Leadership Center because public governance and leadership. I believe that when we get the leadership right, the governance will go right. Because the followership, they don't have trust in their leader anymore. But when we get it from the beginning, to know what leadership is all about, when you find ourselves in a leadership position, you'll be able to behave well. When you come to Abuja Leadership Center, your perspective about leadership will change. What is the role of followership and what is the role in leadership? That one will give you a better understanding. Abuja Leadership Center is a special center for everybody that desires to be a leader in Nigeria.
I am very happy to receive this award, and it's an indication and a point that leadership is it pays to be a leader. No matter what you're doing, no matter how you're doing it, just keep doing it. The center, as it is a center of leadership and a center of excellence, we build leaders. Everybody's a leader in his own way. You mustn't receive an award, just do what you do best, and it will definitely yield results.
This leadership center has equipped me with foundational knowledge to be able to fit into the society in terms of governance and leadership. And I believe with these skills that have been imbibed, I believe is a propeller for me to be able to adapt in any way I find myself in terms of the leadership and governance of the nation.
So we encourage the university to be a fulcrum, to be a center where leadership is nurtured, and we also spread out to all over the country so that it all permeates, and we can encourage a cadre of Nigerians who will be patriotic, who will be committed to the concept of true leadership.
The Leadership Center is very crucial at this time to the Nigerian nation because it's helping to raise leaders, to raise future leaders for the management of the human and capital resources of this country. We all know that one of the challenges we have in this country is leadership challenges, and this center has come at this time to bridge that gap.
We teach the students first for them to understand, to change our perspective of leadership. Leadership is not about rulership. Leadership is about service. Leadership is about being altruistic. It's about wanting to do good. It's not about rulership. The problem we have in Nigeria and in Africa is that in most cases, people see leadership as rulership. We are not running monarchy. It's not about kings and queens. It's leadership. Democracy is about servant leadership, serving people. So our people should see leadership as a burden, as a responsibility.
As a student of the African Abuja Leadership Center, it has come to very sincere knowledge that training is not enough. That pushing forward to pushing the training you had, actualizing, bringing to fore the knowledge you have gotten into practice matters a lot. And that's what the Abuja Leadership Center have enabled me personally to achieve. I mean, I'm so proud because each time I go out, recognizing that my class work on policy and strategy studies, I've realized that the Nigerian state needs good leaders, strategic leaders, pragmatic leaders. The bane of Nigerian society today has to do with leadership. And until that leadership question is resolved, all of the governance architecture that we all envision for may not be realized until that leader that will shape the country's trajectory, we may actually not be going in the right direction. And that is why the Abuja Leadership Center provide that platform for that strategic direction. I want to advise President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to get all of his ministers, special advisors, and all of his aides to go through, even if it's just 2 weeks or a month program at the Abuja Leadership Center to own their leadership capacity towards strategically changing the narrative and promoting the renewed hope of Nigerian government. I think this is important, and I think that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu does see this video in an attempt to shape Nigerian state.
I just finished from Abuja Leadership Center, which of course have actually made my life more easier and better, because the center have been able to inculcate knowledge into me. And in fact, I cannot do without Abuja Leadership Center, because we have Abuja Center and the rest. So it's a wonderful center, which of course I met a lot of guys and a lot of my friends and my colleagues. So in fact, we talk about policy formulation and translation. I'll be able to understand the depth knowledge about what it's all about. Ability for one to be able to formulate and translate policy into reality. So which is critical for human existence, even government.
We've gotten ministers, we've gotten senators, we've gotten governors. So more of these students are going to have opportunity to play a role from the local government to the state and to the federal. And as we do that, then Nigeria will be better for it.